First of all, I'd like to apologize to a lot of my friends on here that you know, commented on my videos and emailed me, and for me not answering them. But I'm sorry, but I do think of it all. But it's just very, it's very difficult for me to deal with all these things. But I will try to get back to your the first opportunity I get. But please forgive me. I think you're probably given up on me. But I'm in a funny scenario to be dealing with all these matters. I just find I push myself basically to do what I'm doing here, because I feel it's essential to be involved with people, and we're all in the same boat in one way or other. But going back to all my previous video that I said I wasn't going to be involved with publishing too much, but I was exploiting the logic of it, because considering, like, say for example, if one was unfortunate enough to receive a head injury, and you haven't got the ability or capacity to use your cognitive ability to deal with this matter, and someone on behalf of you is dealing with it and publishing it, and to think that solicitors are telling you that you're going to ruin, somebody who's publishing it on behalf of you, that they're going to ruin your case. And I can't see the logic in it personally, because like, if just imagine if that individual was totally mentally damaged, they were out of it totally, and to think that a third party could come on the internet and publish matters about the case, that it could affect that individual. Say one of my friends who knew as well on here, that published information on what was going on and what not, to think now the way the legal system is, it could affect that individual with a mental incapacity to do so. That's why when the more you exploit the logic of our legal system and the solicitor scenario and the way they are viewing things, it makes you wonder, have we got anything that we can trust, basically? And I find myself in a situation that is, there's basically nothing we seem to be able to trust nowadays. And because I thought it was very funny on the news, somebody tripped over a grape, in a car park for one of those, large stores, and he was suing the company for £300,000 for tripping over a grape in a car park. And here I am, I'm told that I'm damaging this individual's case, which happened to be my wife, that we were shopping and 4 washing machines fell, 2 of which fell from 30 feet because they wasn't secured, and they offered her 100,000. That is including my claim for damages for the cause of stress it put upon me, and put me into depression of thinking that my wife was going to die. And it shows you that how between solicitors, our solicitors, and the defendant solicitors and the insurers, how they they can undermine the system. Because our first solicitor absolutely broke every rule in the book, and from what I've been reading about law, that gross negligence is equivalent to fraud, but they don't seem to care, basically. When the more you view the second solicitor, who absolutely ignored Vanderpump and Sykes, and the first one was Royds, and to think that these people think that they just totally ignore the civil procedure rules, and and think that, well, they don't think, they know they can get away with it because we are extremely weak they're not bothered about what I publish here on YouTube. They just want to get this case over with. Pay this person that they drop wash machines on from 30 feet as little as possible. And it doesn't matter, to me, as long as they got this case out of the way, pay them as less as possible. They could break every rule in the book. The law is they are the law. We are nothing in this world. We're just stupid people that roam the earth that allowed this thing to happen. And they have got no worries about us. We are absolutely nothing. The only way you're going to fight this system is if you're willing to really stand up and fight physically. Because if you're not willing to do that, you're never going to get any results from this society. Because the bare fact is, this society is damaged to the point of no return if we are not willing to, to look into the corrupted system and grow up. What does it need for us to grow up? When I look at the videos published on the internet, and you got solicitors themselves who are, very few decent ones, but there is a few out there. But are looking at it, the whole system, and wondering what's up with this human race. What do we have to do? What does this rulers have to do before they get a move on? I think basically the next step that we can do something is if they start to shit on our heads. But there again, you see, we've allowed it to go so far, and these people feel so powerful that they don't care a damn. The attitude. Like we've got to go to a court case tomorrow, which is where is it now? The 14th of March at 10 a.m. in Central London Court, which is a county court. See, you're back to a county court. All the stuff I read on the internet, that county court only deals with £30,000 worth of compensation. But my solicitor tells me it's a load of rubbish. It can deal with up to £10 million of compensation. So if anybody out there in this world understand that, please let me know on the comments. That I don't know why they bothered to have a high court. If you're dealing with up to £10 million worth of claims in county court, you see, this is like daft information. Basically, we're going to see this judge tomorrow, which is the 14th. Judge Faber, Faber. By the way, this is for case management conference, and the court is. And I read some of these internet, they said to us to ask whether is it a genuine court that is being run. When I heard
and the lawyers are going to say, oh well, you don't need us here anymore. We're going to go over. No, we saw what you did. You tried to make a cage around us. You are part of that cage forever. You stay there, and if you try stepping out of your cage, guess what happens? You're stepping right into our courts, and you're going to face charges of fraud. So you stay in your box, and we're staying in ours. This is why the deception is so magnificent. It's not going to affect us. It's only going to affect all the deceivers, all the judges, all the cops who refuse to. The people who seek benefit at our expense, oh, payback is going to be a bitch when it comes. And I see it coming. And the reason it's going to have to happen is because we don't even have a society.
It blew my mind to think that, it's possible for these people to set up a fake court. Because why? They run everything from the what do you call it, the solicitors to the, right up to the judges. They probably even own the bloody court, so they can even set up false. Because I have an order from this judge, Faber, to be there at 10 o'clock, an order. And I haven't received a court order. I only received a letter from my solicitor saying that I have an order to be there at 10 o'clock, you see. We just, this is how the system is run. I've got to go by this letter from a solicitor that I have an order from the court to be there at 10 a.m., And I think those who have studied about, orders from courts and whatnot, really, I should be able to go there and write a bill out for, £200 an hour, because I said to this solicitor of mine that they all that turn up in court are going to be paid, right, for being there. My solicitor, I think, is going to get about £330 an hour. I don't know, is there an extra boost because he's got to go to court? But I and my wife is not going to get a penny for being there, and we're the innocent parties. This company has dropped washing machines on us. We are ordered to go to court, and we are not going to get a penny for it. All the time and all the cost that we have to spend getting there, not a penny. Because why? We haven't even got a court order by the courts. We got a letter from our solicitor telling us we are ordered by the court to go there. And this is why this has to be published, because that at least I'm doing it, because 99% of, I think, people who are confronted with this situation are just not doing it on the internet. Shouldn't it be law, if the court has an order for us, that not only our solicitor receives that order should also be sent to us? What happens if the letter from my solicitor gets lost in the court? I won't be able to appear there. You see, this is the part of it, when you look into our taxation system, when they send my accountant a letter, or whatever, my tax return form, they send me one and all, But yet, when it comes to a legal system like this, dealing with somebody who was nearly killed, they send it to my solicitor. I don't get no orders from the court. Is this, I don't know, is this legal? But the thing is, because nobody speaks about it, nobody knows, and I don't see any solicitor on here running and posting a comment to educate us here on the internet. And the internet, to me, the more I travel through it, I find that we are totally control. Basically, I can understand some third world countries, because they are very outspoken compared to us. They're frightened and publishing about their blatant doctors screwing girls down the road and things like that. But I think we need to be transparent in our society if we want it to be decent. But I don't think, basically, if you want to create a sacred system where we can create a decent world out of this communication, you can't be blocking everything under the sun, because the solicitors or the professional experts involved in this case, they managed to get 2 of my movies taken out, and if you go to one of my other websites to watch it, it's got nothing basically that is wrong. I only call somebody an asshole that is an asshole, that basically told lies in his report that it's going to be sent to court, But it just goes to show you, what these people can get away with, because it's a game they play, that it's a little ball game, a little chess game. There's only one side involved. The other side is just all the time they're dragging information of the other side. Believe me, the more information you give anybody outside, the less, they are all working against you, basically, And any information that you give out that is to their interests, or any way they can twist those words around, they will use it against you. So that's why I'm in a situation today. I can't trust anybody. Some of my friends on here, I love you all, but I can't trust you all, because this world has turned me into a distrustful person. Because at the end of the day, you can't trust anybody. But if you all are really my true friends, bear with me. Please bear with me. And after this case, and we will try to communicate on a different level altogether. Because at present we can't trust nobody. And they're talking now about bringing some. After the little experience we had with the psychiatrist, Dr. Cooling, My solicitor now wants to send somebody here to assess my wife's care that she needs. We can't trust another human being outside our family to come into this house, because they twist every little word you say against you, and you're paying them to twist all these little words you say. And we are the innocent party. We didn't go down and drop any washing machines on anybody. We are innocent, absolutely innocent. And these are the guilty parties, and we have to, do everything they tell us. It's so ironic. It doesn't make any sense. If somebody came and hit you with a hammer on the head, and you've got to give these people all this information and do everything they tell you, it is so pathetic. It's beyond belief, But I've decided that I'm not going to keep my damn mouth shut, because I think, I'm a free man. Talking about free man, I don't think, I've been reading all about this free man on the land, but I don't think they, if in America and Canada you're just starting it new, I think we are about 1 million miles away from it here in the UK.